Uh, Something was just on my nose. But hello, everyone. Today is Thursday, August 28th, 2025 at 12:39 p.m. in the afternoon. So, soon as okay, never mind. Excuse me. But yeah, I was just blowing my nose, so maybe a little bit of toilet paper. I'm sorry, not toilet paper, Kleenex was a little bit on my nose. That's what I just wiped off just now. So I'm still sick, and I'm I'm just gonna stay here for the rest of, all day. Damn, shut up. It was all quiet until I started filming and recording. But I'm like so stopped up that I can't breathe. And I woke up this morning with a headache, you know, and I don't feel as much scratchiness or in my throat, but like I'm all stopped up now, you know. Um, so as I said, I have a hard time trying to breathe because of being so stopped up. But excuse me. I guess I don't know how long I'll be on the video. I'm just not feeling well. But and I think I fell asleep. I went to bed. I think at 12:30, and it looks like as if I couldn't sleep until 1:30, and I woke up about 8 o'clock this morning, and still feel like I need more sleep. You know, excuse me. And I think after I get off this video, I'm gonna try to see if I can take a nap. Um, so yeah, excuse me. I was gonna go to you know, get more use more birthday discounts, but I'm feeling so bad I can't even I don't even think I could go out. And I just so tired and need rest. Excuse me, but I had a super late breakfast. Like I didn't even get to eat so-called breakfast until like 11:30 this morning. You know, um, and I won't have lunch, but I'll have dinner. But I was so hungry and felt like I was starving. Excuse me, because the last time I ate was like it was before 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Was the last time I ate. So um, I'm trying to push myself to do a video and talk, but maybe this video can't last long because I'm just not feeling well. But You know, people have been doing and saying stuff to me lately that have been so triggering and frustrating and upsetting. You know, I even had an incident this morning. I can't talk about it. You know, or I wish I could talk about it. But it was something small, but it was still affected me and made me feel a certain way. Excuse me. And you know, I've been documenting my targeting for 6 years. Um, and they've been having like self-righteous narcissistic abusers trying to tell me what to post. Excuse me, and narcissistically lecture me about how to, be careful what I post just because they want to sound smart, sound fake smart, and try to sound like they think they're bigger and more wise or whatever, you know. Or they'll say, don't go to such and such place and mention gang stalking. Or they'll say, don't let everything you post online being about gang stalking. Well, if you claim to be targeted, why am I not allowed to post anything? I mean, you know, you stick to your channel and don't tell me what to post. Or they said, don't tell people about gang stalking because it'll make you look crazy. Well, you sound like you're playing both sides. They're making my nose itch. You know, whether I talk about gang stalking or not, that people already think I'm crazy. Years before I even found out about gang stalking, people already felt like I was I was still in foster care and people felt like that I'm crazy. You know, so I've been called crazy just about all my life, gang stalking or not. You know, but yeah, but other homeless targeted individuals are they're also freaking out, trying to figure out what to do to get off the streets before the winter or how to survive before the winter. You know, and the thing is, you know, the stalking cult is not allowing me to work my own job or have my own job or have my own way to live. You know, they are blocking me from having a job. And then I feel like, you know, to tell a disabled person, go get a job, you know, um, how do you tell a disabled person to go get a job anyway? You know, I've been unemployed most of my adulthood life. And if I do get to have employment, it doesn't last long. Like, I'm blacklisted from employment. What the hell am I supposed to do? And if I do get a job, they bully and workplace mob me off the job. So, like, certain people are pressuring me to find a job and housing now on my own. And it's like, if I'm blacklisted and can't get a job, excuse me, and then I can't get a job because of unstable work history or inefficient work history, and I can't get housing because of I can't get housing because of unstable housing history, you know, and because of being homeless, it is hard to transition to, get back to having housing again. And um oh, like the peace and quiet at this very second, that's the type of environment I need to be in. you know Let me be quiet for a minute. That's the type of quiet I need. you know and yeah. And for people to say most TIs don't have this and most TIs don't have that, how come a lot of people claiming to be targeted have homes and cars and stuff and jobs, even though the stalking cult, their goal is to keep us, they try to make us homeless, jobless, unemployed, make everything way more expensive than us. I mean, make our way to live to be way more expensive and stuff. Yeah. So, what am I supposed to do and how am I supposed to live? You know, it's frustrating, and I'm having like panic attacks because I can't find anything, as far as housing and jobs. And they want to try to, they have people that trying to push me in predicaments that won't work out because of my disability. And then try to act like as if they trying to force me to be force me to just shut up and be normal. You know, they want to try to see, they make my nose itch. They want to try to shove me in situations that's gonna make things worse. Excuse me, that's gonna make things worse for me, and then say, "Oh, you have to deal with it, or you have to learn to adjust, or you have to learn to tolerate this and tolerate that." And that's like with my hypersensitive ear situation. That's like the excruciating torture is like being stabbed in the belly button with an ice pick and get told to shut up and deal with it. Shut up and deal with it and just tolerate it. Just take it. Shut up and don't complain and be grateful. You know, but I don't know why I have two bumps, two itchy bumps like right here. I don't know if they're ingrown hairs or what. Um, the back of right side of my head, you know. But I had been trying to rest from the trip and everything, and now I'm feeling sick. So I can't work on my writings really, you know. Maybe I could. Maybe I could try later. Um, I have like a I have like a few more regular short stories lined up or ideas. Um, and I'm surprised that tomorrow I would get paid the most that I've gotten paid um in a long time with my ebooks. So, one I mean tomorrow I end up getting paid $10.65. You know, and I got the ebook way in June, right? And it's like late to August, almost September. And excuse me, it's like the stalkers are suppressing my exposure with everything. And everything I do or say is wrong, or if it's not wrong, then I'm doing it the right thing, but the wrong way. That people feel the need to discipline and chastise and correct me. They're making my nose itch. Talking about correcting my behavior. You know, so it seems like these narcissistic control freak fake TI perps expect for me to act like a sellout in order to survive my targeting and and look normal, you know. But if something hurts, it hurts. How am I supposed to act like something does not hurt when it's unbearable enough to where you're forced to have to scream and cry? I'm not good at faking like something doesn't hurt when it hurts. You know. Um yeah. But I mean, I can't believe that Amazon, well, because Amazon's working for the Illuminati also, but I can't believe that um, Amazon, um, they refuse to take down the fake bad reviews on all my ebooks, and for me to just start over from a fresh, clean slate. And if unbiased people can, if unbiased, open-minded people could have like their honest opinion and review, you know, but it seems like, I mean, as I said, with my short stories in my collection or whatever, it's like not one person emailed me even for a free copy, you know. But but according to the stalking call, I'm stupid if I give the writings away for free, but I'm a scammer and a fraud if I sell it. If I sell my writings. I mean, for them to try to sabotage and get all my social security taken down just because I earned only 23 cents from my ebooks, from them using like whatever Amazon, I forgot what they call it, but Amazon Prime or something. you know, and all I earn is 23 cents. Oh, they will go try to have Social Security to shut down my income, you know. But it's like, if Social Security isn't giving you enough to live off of, and then keep reducing your income, and then um, you know, can't live in apartments anymore, you know, due to the severe targeting and the harassment and the energy attacks and everything. Um, and it seems like people want me to punish myself, or they want to try to punish me with a fake solution with something that's going to make me more unhappy. You know, and it's like, if y'all supposed to be the experts in targeting and gang stalking, how come the people who are not one of the popular fakes, how do they know to say, like, um stay away from, homeless shelters because of the trafficking, or stay away from this place, or stay away from that place? But then if you're one of the popular fakes who ain't never tasted homelessness a day in your life, and you're illegally rich, living the high life, you know, and y'all hold these meetings, you know, and I mean, with my disability, I know it's bad enough that I cannot be around like noise and stuff. And I had two strokes when I was 5, and um, the idea that if you're disabled and people just trying to force you to be normal or act normal when you don't know how to act normal, you know. But then if the Bible's saying be not conformed to this world, but then you're saying that, oh, just act normal, you know. But um if people might say that your disability could possibly your thorn in the flesh, or imperfection or whatever, you know. But then there are some supportive people that say that God did not God did not want for you to work a 9 to 5. He got something better, special plans for you, Um, and it's like, I think that people should live to do what they want that makes them happy. And I mean, as far as career, or if they want to live where they want, I think they should live where they want to, that will make them happy. Or I think that they should you know work whatever job that will make them happy. Or whatever job or career or whatever that will make them happy. And I think that, if they want to, they should, drive whatever car that will make them happy. So many people trying to control other people and leaving people stuck with things that they didn't want. And that's one of the reasons why people end up with depression and anxiety disorders and stuff. You know, stop trying to control other people. I mean, if I rent a car, I can't rent the exact kind of car that I want, even if I had the money to have, you know, if I had the money to have that kind of vehicle. I mean, say if you gotta have, like, if you can afford the compact car What if you would rather a Nissan Versa over a Toyota Corolla, and both of them are available, but they won't let you have a choice? Or what if you choose, if you say, well, I don't want the red car, I want the green car, excuse me. It's like you don't get to have a choice, you know. So yeah, but I mean, they got people who are actually bad people in this world who get more respect from society, who receive more respect and honor in society than I do, you know. Um, they have people who have reputations for going around doing people dirty out in society, and they have like a large following on social media and still have like respect, and basically they got their own cult following because people make it like you better not dare speak against this person, or you know um yeah. So it's like a lot of people say homeless shelters is not for everybody, and a lot of people also say that working 9 to 5 is not for everybody, you know um but I can't believe people make a career out of pretending to be targeted, and they don't have any footage of themselves being targeted, and some of them hide behind Christianity and the Bible, and they use it to exploit and hurt people, you know and re-traumatize you all over again, you know um they making my nose itch, because my nose was not itching at all before coming on the video, you know so I mean, it's hard for me to get to do it while on the streets, but while I'm in the hotel or whatever, me trying to um have the desire to try to push myself to be a full-time writer, you know and a self-published, not controlled, and because I don't want others to narcissistically control me, they think I deserve to be punished with zero success, or I have to do things this way, that way, when y'all are not even following God, the God of the Bible, y'all not following, but then you expect me to follow your rules when you have zero authority over me, you know and so I mean, I don't know if it's possible if by no later than October or November for me to get um a single home to live in, or like a cottage or a cabin or a tiny house to live in. I don't know if it's possible here in the New Orleans metro area, and for me to get to discipline my push myself harder to discipline myself to be a full-time writer, you know. And the reason why people want to try to tell you, go and do this and go do that and follow these rules because they want you to be a controlled slave. They want you to be a slave under control of the evil people. You know, if you're in the targeted individual community and how they force TIs to be homeless, you ought to know better than to suggest go to a homeless shelter. And you ought to know how the gang stalking cult, how they drain our finances and force us to be poor. And you shouldn't be blaming other TIs for their suffering. You know, it seems like a lot of people who profess to be targeted, they are mean and evil as hell. You know, and certain people say that, oh, well, those are TIs that internalize their trauma and take it out on everybody else. You know, but I would have thought that professed targeted individuals would have, you know, I thought they would have more compassion on, especially if you're going through the same thing. But the main ones trying to control you and tell you how to live as a TI, you can't even produce one damn video. Not one. But then y'all talk about that I don't have any real evidence. I have over 12,000 videos, probably approaching 13,000. And that's not all. Like, that's just on this channel alone. How many more videos do I have on my other channels? And those are 13,000 publicized videos. How many, probably more hundreds of unpublicized videos do I have? You know. And people try to control how they want me to live. And they won't respect how I wish I could live. And they try to tell me that my way of doing things is unrealistic or my way of doing things is not working, and y'all the same perps trying to sex traffic. You know, excuse me, I never heard of anyone who hates you so much that they try to criminalize you trying to live a normal life. They strip everything normal away from you and then harass you about how you should live normal and be normal. You know, like, how do you force my life to be abnormal and then berate and condemn me and tell me that I should be normal? You know, you harass me and tell me go get a job, and when I get that job, you illegally find out where I work at and call and pester the managers at the job and try to get me wrongfully fired and banned forever. Excuse me, banned forever and fired from the entire corporation, the entire company. You know, I cannot deal with other people. I have to be alone. And then they try to say, well, you have to learn how to tolerate being around people. You have to learn how to tolerate noise. Bitch, fuck you. You don't get to come after 42 years of my life and try to rearrange and control and make decisions for me. I don't even know you. I never saw your face before. And you're the one who's not the real targeted individual. Like, what real targeted individual would suggest mental health services and suggest that you go see a social worker? And then say, well, don't tell them about you being targeted because I'm not seeing them. I'm not going to go see no fake fucking social worker. There's a bunch of perps who try to be like, go see a social worker. you know, so I mean, they sabotage me earning a living or making a living, and then, criminalize me for being in constant need of help. And then they try to make it like they want to control and fix me, and people are so close minded and judgmental, you know, and they think that they got the fake authority to force me out of state. And they want me to live up north where it's cold and miserable. I've been a southerner all my life. Now, what if I'm stuck out in what if they had someone to suggest that I go live in, Chicago, and I go up there, and they say, "Oh, they got better services in Chicago here than down there in New Orleans," and I go to Chicago, and then if I end up having a situation where I'm wrongfully, kicked out of my apartment or whatever, or for me to be considered a troublemaker for begging and pleading with the stalking neighbors to stop with the noise or whatever, or if they hit me with direct energy weapons that make me feel weird inside of my own home, and I don't have the money for any shielding or whatever, and if I do, it's like, I mean, I don't want to be associated with any new age products or new age satanic solutions, that'll spiritually ruin you, you know. And then if it's too cold and I'm kicked out in the dead of winter, and then suffering out on the streets of Chicago, and all of my support is gone, and I can't even get a ticket back, whether it be a bus ticket, plane ticket, train ticket, back down here to New Orleans, and if I'm, denied the shelters out there in Chicago or whatever, and for me to just, yeah, like they're maliciously hoping that I freeze to death. Like everybody wants, all these internet strangers want me to be trafficked, to be so far away from home, and want me to relocate here, relocate there. They say, "Oh, obviously you're miserable there, so why don't you go relocate somewhere else?" Or they will harass and bully me that I should not live in Florida, or that I should stay out of Florida, or you're stupid for living in Florida. You know, but I was happy there. I liked there, and I'm happy here. I like it here, but the gang stalking instances making me forced to hate the people here. You know, excuse me. And it's like, no matter where I go, I would still end up being wrongfully kicked out of and banned from places. Why don't I have a right to speak up about being wronged or abused? But if I'm suspected of committing a crime, they make me suffer punishment. But if people are doing intentional crimes towards me, I'm supposed to just turn the other way and ignore it. If someone gave you a half a cup of coffee rather than the full container, and you paid for the full container, you would fight for your rights to have the full amount of coffee. If you're supposed to get 8 ounces of coffee, and they give you 3.5 or 4 ounces, you wouldn't just ignore it and walk away. You will fight for your money's worth. So why do I deserve less rights than everybody else? You know, so excuse me. So I cannot reside or relocate out of New Orleans until after the fake criminal charges are resolved. And that won't be until at least October. And the stalkers are praying, satanically praying, and hoping that I'll be rotting in jail or sitting in jail. Excuse me. And I have any kind of public defender to defend me. And I have to just do this by myself. And the cops, they lie. And I mean, and for me to, all these people that trying to control me, are y'all gonna help fight? Y'all gonna help me fight my case in court? Are y'all gonna vouch for me on my behalf? Or you just want me to fight my own fight it for myself, but then you trying to control how I live, control what I should be eating or how I should be living my way of life or whatever. Why does it seem like almost everybody trying to control me and tell me what to do and make me feel like a child, excuse me, a punished child with no rights? On my 42nd birthday, y'all saw on video me being me being referred to as this girl. With people having zero respect, but everybody's supposed to be my God or my Lord, but they don't want to be a savior. The help that I need is a hard battle to try to get. They want me to feel like my targeting is my fault. Excuse me, that my targeting is my fault. And like they want to say it's my own fault that I don't have a job. It's my own fault that I'm homeless. It's my own fault that I'm socially isolated with no family or whatever. It's my own fault that I'm poor. And they'll say, "Oh, you a fool." You seem like they feel like, "Oh, why don't you go to the shelter?" I can't go to New Orleans Mission. I'm banned from there. Or I can't go to Salvation Army. I'm banned from there. Oh, so you would rather stay on the streets? No, if I'm wrongfully banned and can't go back, and if I go there, I would go to jail for criminal trespassing. Didn't y'all shun me, even though, with the library incidents where I was illegally swatted and I showed y'all proof of the letter, and y'all still trying to make a false narrative that I was not supposed to be there? And you would think that a court judge would know the laws and the rules, and you would think the cops would know the laws and the rules that, well, hey, she's standing by library property as public property. We're not going to take her to jail. But they don't even care about that. They just care about abusing people for money and being power hungry. But I'm gonna get off here now. Well, I started to feel a little bit better as the video progressed, but lately I've been, like, for the past couple of days, I've been feeling GERD symptoms, or acid reflux or whatever. But yeah. But I have not taken my supplements yet today. Um, but yeah, and it's like the more I speak out against gang stalking, I mean my personal gang stalking experiences, you know, the more I speak out, it's like they punish me with being like banned from a place of business or from somewhere, or oh me speaking out against being gang stalked. Oh I can shut up. Um, or I end up losing my job. You know, or I would end up losing my job. You know, so if I speak out against gang stalking, I'm working somewhere, or I lose that job, or if I go to a restaurant and I say, well, this employee or this customer did X Y Z to me, oh, I lose, or I'm banned from that place, the whole corporation forever. Or if I speak against, any of these hotels, oh, I'm permanently banned from the whole like corporation forever, you know, or if I go to church, I'm permanently banned from that church forever, or if I go to school or whatever, or I'm expelled from the school and, not allowed to be on the premises forever, all because I said gang stalking, but people act, as I said, they expect for me to act like a sellout in order to survive and just be quiet and be normal, you know. But I love y'all. I'm gonna try to see if I could take a nap. I'm gonna talk to y'all later.